Hi, my name is Sam, and this video has as its objective the hopes that I can put out this conceptual relation I have that I'm coming to recognize and finding a way to formalize and objectify. And the focal point of this is implicit meaning. And I'm coming to realize by recognition of the very messages within each letter that if we look without projection, meaning is implicit. And by this, I mean that the ego reveals its path and grounds itself to the objective, wherein it reveals what it stands for and what it stands upon. So this is from the message in the letter. And if we go back, we see character, and then before character, we see the tokenization of a symbolic essence, which bespeaks kadosh, where we stand before and honor that which separates nothing from something. I'm not able to articulate this very well, since everybody looks at me like I'm gone nuts, but I can see it. I just don't know how to articulate it. Been working with people online for probably 7-8 years and recognized that the letter is a message, but the message is conveyed in a package of a word which is made up of letters, which each have their own containment of a message that bespeaks a token and a symbol. So you could see an inception-like matryoshka doll construct. The matryoshka doll has one within the next within the next. And the path to go from one level to the next, we've codified that as a construct or a concept named I6WH, inquiry by the 6WH questions. And the skin or the outer object of that is general what. We ask when, what, who, where, why, how. By those pathways, what we'll gain depends on where we stand. If it's basis, it's the ego projected, reflected back, and manifest. If it's base, we lose the ego through a process they call ego death, and I seek to know the truth as revealed by that letter, which would be the lowercase e. The spirit revealed is objectified and the ideal is packaged, but touches upon the real and goes forward open to what's to come. So time is unfolding in a non-Semitic construct of the language mechanisms that go from left to right. In the Semitic, it goes from the right to left, and the same concept is derived from a point. So a point leaves a path. The canvas has temporal spatial aspects that reveal a letter to become an orthogonal four-dimensional projection on a two-dimensional plane. So we have a piece of paper. We're seeking to break the bonds of time and space, and then we ascribe certain characters to relate certain relations. We're using the pipe symbol to symbolize standing. We're using enclosure, which would be circular or elliptical, to enclose or objectify, so that it sets a container which represents that which is with a boundary and separates it from that which is not. So in set theory, it's the concept of contains. And it can contain whatever it is that it is focused upon. Wherein the objective or the object that we seek to extract from that is conveying an objectification of a focal point that doesn't ascribe judgment. So that order is not a judgment or an ascription of valuation, but it's a reflection of standing, which has the corollary of understanding. So that which is implies that which is not. That which is not is oftentimes revealed by its not being. And I don't know how to convey that, but it's when you listen to a person, and if you know the subject matter, so you have a namespace where your expertise is gleaned over a long period of time with many events, somebody will speak, and you know what they don't know based on what they say because of the order and the conveyance of the information reflecting their relation to the ordinal and the cardinal. The order in the linguistic sense would be the abjad or the alphabet, which we could see as A, B, C, D, or A, B, J. And if we were to go from one point to the next, we can see that there's a need to stand on a particular point and reflect, so that the A reflects, and regardless of the orientation to that construct, we can see a packaging of an object, which is a container yet undefined, so that it has a tangential line that recognizes, in a very basic font, it's obvious, it's O and 1, 0 and 1. So that would convey the concept that you're implying, that this A is articulating a particular point of focus, whether it be thing or not thing, tangible or intangible. And we approach that when we decide or determine that we'll stand and connect to it, which would be the lowercase b. So the lowercase b stands and connects with the object that joins the referrer and the referent. And in that stand, the choice to be reflects through the glyph of the D, which stands and looks back upon. If we hold that the A is all that is, was, and will be, then the B, the A, and the D would convey that bad is a recognition that we skipped C. So those who see and know recognize that what is bad is a surface orientation that doesn't recognize that within is a depth that, when it's evidenced, is CA. But if we get stuck at there, that's funny, that's caca. So it's shit until we recognize that it's a recurring phenomena and it's thematic, or manifest as that's the story of my life. The recurring manifestation of thematic elements that bespeak, oh shit, this happens again and again and again, until we recognize that and stand with that ideal that holds the R in capital form as clearly depicting an enclosure or encapsulation of the ideal, yet moving forward to the truth, so that it's care. It spells care. And of course, it would be care for the points, and the points represent the detail. So those who care evidence that by reflection and recognition and notice of the details. And if we skip that, we'll see that people evidence lack of care because they don't recognize that all things be connected.